Let's see. See a couple people come on. All right. So I'm here with Pastor Xavier. Um, so I'm pretty much using my podcast to raise funds for a kids organization downtown. And so I'm just here to pretty much promote it. We just did a podcast right now, pretty much talking about all that same thing, but his story when it comes to Phoenix Inner City Kids Camp and how it applies to Pastor Xavier. Xavier's been on the podcast a few times. Most of you probably seen him. But yeah, so I'm coming on here just kind of promoting it. It's on May 23rd at 2 p.m. This Saturday. So please stay tuned to it. I really think that we can raise all the funds. We have a 1 to 250 board pretty much, and what that means is we're gonna raise the money. So if you pick, let's say, Pastor Xavier picks 2 and 248, and it makes it into 250. He's going to donate that amount, 250, and so the 250, what that represents is each kid. It costs $250 for each kid, and so that's what the whole board is. But if we get 100 of those numbers taken off the board, it can equal to about the 20,000 that we need for this camp. So I just think it's great. It's just a great time. If you want to say something, just to kind of help people understand and promote it, because you've been to camp a few times, so.
Well, you don't have to donate 250. You can pick a 20 and donate 20,
Yeah.
or 5 and donate 5. We said 250 is what it costs to send a kid to camp, but any amount that you are able to donate is helpful. And what camp is, it's a place where we are able to minister to the inner city kids from the projects. We bring them to a Christian camp, kids who are normally church kids who are headed to a life of violence, who are in circumstances that you and I wouldn't want them
Troubled
to be in.
homes.
There's a lot going on in those neighborhoods. When I go out and walk those neighborhoods, we're finding homeless people, we're finding needles on the street, drug use in the parks, and so there's violence, there's gun violence, domestic violence, prostitution in those neighborhoods, and so we are going into the battlefields. We're going into enemy camp, and we are offering hope. We're bringing kids to the light of the gospel. We're bringing them to Jesus Christ. We're offering them a new life, a new chance. And so camp is a big part of it. Camp is where we are able to minister into their lives at a more full-time level. We're there for 5 days, and we're just ministering to them, pouring love onto them. We are showing them who God is.
Yes.
And the Spirit is it's really intense there, and it transforms lives. We've seen kids' lives transform who were once bad kids, who were from families that were just unstable, who are now living stable lives, who are now ministering and pouring back into the ministry. And so this is your opportunity to plant seeds. This is your opportunity to pour into those type of ministry. And we're dealing with little kids. We're dealing with teenagers. We're dealing with kids from all ages. And we're just asking that you help send them to camp, help give them an opportunity to know who Jesus is, to let them know that there is more hope out there for them, that the life they're living now is not all there is.
Yeah, if you just tuned in, we're talking about Church Camp Fundraiser. I called it the Watch Lives Saves Lives event, and we're doing it this Saturday, May 23rd at 2 p.m. And I'm going to go live on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and what was the last one? TikTok. And so I'm just coming on here to promote it. So how's everybody doing? Yeah. So please stay tuned to it. Please be a part of it and help donate a number off the board. And if we get at least 100 of those numbers off of the 250 board, we can have the fun. We can get all the funds pretty much for camp. And so we're trying to raise about $20,000. We're short this year. And if we're able to get that and maybe even a little bit extra, it will help benefit these kids. And I can tell from experience how it's changed my life. I wouldn't be the man I am today because of it. But it changed my life. I've been going for 27 years. I started going when I was 6 years old, and it completely changed my life. And honestly, if it weren't for this camp, this church camp, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I went every single year I went free, and it's because they raised all the funds. And so this whole thing that I'm doing, I just told them like, hey, I can promote this and put this on my podcast because I believe that we as the church, people in the body of Christ, we can raise the funds for these kids, and these kids have impacted my lives. And so just stay tuned. Like I said, May 23rd at 2 p.m. Saturday. So is there anything else you want to say?
I want to say that I've seen the transformation over the last 7 years.
Wow, geez.
No, I'm serious. Like you started as a kid, and you became a junior counselor, then a counselor. Now you're pouring into people's lives. But even at this stage, you're still growing, and I've seen the growth in your life. So we are able to minister to kids, and the kids are ministering to us.
Yes.
And you have an opportunity to be a part of transformation, of genuine transformation in the life of a kid that has no hope, who's desperate right now, who sometimes doesn't know where they're going to sleep, don't know what they're going to eat, who is wearing dirty clothes,
Yes.
sometimes have lice in their hair,
Yep.
that aren't taken care of properly, and they're coming to camp, and their lives are being completely transformed.
Yeah.
Their families are being transformed. And so you have an opportunity to be a part. So tune in this Saturday, 2:00. Be a part of transformation.
Yeah, and the reason why we want to reach the kids is because the kids are the light that goes into the darkness in their home. Like me, for example, like I went to this camp and I was on fire for the Lord. I accepted Him. I went back and I went home and where it was dark. But I was the light in that home. And I was telling my mom about Christ. I was telling my sisters about Christ. And, I truly believe that, it's a seed that's planted that plants into the seeds of their parents, their brothers and sisters, their friends, you know what I mean? And I truly feel like this camp will impact the inner city, the people in the projects, the people in troubled homes, and we can make an impact. But we got to raise these funds, and I believe this podcast, each year I can, do this to help raise funds for this camp and to make a difference. And we can make a difference in our communities, and this is a huge way to make a difference. So is there anything else you want to say before we close?
Yeah. So you helping these kids in this community are like you said, helping our whole community in Phoenix, because you're taking kids from a life of crime and a life of violence, and you're putting them on the right path, to a path that leads to doing good works, to helping the community, to pouring back into others. And so you do your part and to help our community out, do your part in serving the Lord. If God has put on your heart to be a part of this camp, just tune in on Saturday and you can help out.
Yeah. Hey, and also I want to apologize to all my viewers and stuff. Had a death in the family, and we had to postpone this whole thing, and it was hard. It was kind of like tragic and stuff. We didn't know the timing of the situation, but I thank you for still staying tuned, just being a part of the podcast and listening. But we just did a podcast right now. It's about probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And just stay tuned to it. We talk about camp. We kind of go in detail. I interview him about it. So stay tuned to that. So you guys have a good day, and stay tuned Saturday. Stay tuned Friday.
2:00.
That's Saturday at 23rd, 2 p.m.
God bless.
God bless.
You can't edit the live ones.
Huh?
Can't edit the
I
live
know,
ones.
right?